Dan Hadley, Birmingham's king of the geeks here, and welcome back to Type 40 here for the first of Whovember. Yes, it's officially 60th anniversary season after a muted year. It can't be denied, really, can it? Doctor Who has burst into life in recent days with a flurry of announcements, surprise drops, tie-ins, and assurances of lots more to come by that master of hyperbole. Love him or not so much, Russell T Davies, he thrives on this stuff, doesn't he? Absolutely buzzing. And it's pretty wild to see the brand being trumpeted again, the legacy in particular, and fans like me or you all being coaxed. Aren't we being welcomed? It's all a little bit ridiculous, some could say, and overblown. Perhaps they're right. Results may vary and all that, but it's absolutely infectious, completely appropriate to mark 6 decades off and on, mostly on, let's stay positive, mostly on screen, and all time to build up to the anniversary date itself. Of course, Doctor Who Day, as it's become known in recent years. Everything's a day now. Everything is a day, one day or another. Doctor Who Day on the 23rd of November, 2023, marking 60 years since the very first episode of our favourite TV show was first broadcast on BBC One. Doctor Who, all new Doctor Who, is out filming at the moment this very week. We've got the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, out there in one of his multitude of costumes roaming around the streets. I think it's Cardiff somewhere. So all that's going on. But for the rest of us, Whovember has at last kicked in. So what's all this about? Well, as with a lot of things, I blame Russell T Davies. So he's coined this expression over on his Instagram account here with this publicity picture. I think we've all seen this several times, haven't we, of the Doctor and Donna. They're reunited with the Tardis in the background, and Russell T Davies declaring their time has come, stand by for Whovember, and a little copyright symbol and a star saying hands off, copyright Russell T Davies. All fun and games, Russell. No problems here at all. But yeah, we're claiming it, we're owning it. This is the way the relationship really works between the fandom and those that make our favourite show. I'm not saying all shows are like this, but it certainly is the case when it comes to Doctor Who. They don't call it the Doctor Who family for nothing. And I personally, I love a pun. Anybody who's been on the channel or listened to the podcasts and live streams knows that I love a pun, and Whovember itself is right up my street. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, check you're still subscribed, and hit the all-important cloister bell to get all the notifications about what we're doing next and when we're doing it. So it's live videos as well as live streams, little videos like this as Whovember continues. And it's off to a flying start already. I haven't really checked much of social media so far today. I haven't had time, but I do know that today is when it drops. The motherlode of Doctor Who content comes to BBC iPlayer. That's the BBC's own streaming platform, ready to take 800 episodes of Doctor Who. So it's not just classic Doctor Who and new Doctor Who, but they've got all the spin-offs are there too, and full-length Doctor Who Confidential. So I think that's the first time they'll have been available for a lot of people since around the time of transmission. That's all launched today. I think they're dropping it sort of in chunks. How much of it can you watch all in one? But I would imagine the fandom is all over that and sampling things that they've never seen before, or reliving stories from their youth, whether they grew up with the show in the 20th or the 21st century, and having a blast as befits the 60th anniversary. But it's not just that. It's not just that. Today, there's actual new Doctor Who content that's airing across the BBC. Namely this. So this is Talking Doctor Who, and it airs on Wednesday the 1st of November at 7:30 p.m. on BBC 4. BBC 4 is I think it's their arch channel now, really, isn't it? I think BBC 4 is the new BBC 2. It's how BBC 2 used to be. So they have a lot of archive programming on there, and the kind of geeky stuff that we latch onto. I think they repeat old comedies and things like that there. So this runs for 59 minutes, and the blurb says, as part of the 60th anniversary celebrations of Doctor Who, David Tennant time travels back through the BBC archives to tell the story of the Doctor's classic era. So this is specific to the classic series, even though there's a new Cyberman there, a Stompy Wompy, as we call it, a Stompy Wompy Cyberman next to a tomb of the Cyberman, you know what I mean. They're there on the graphic, but it does sound like it's very, very geared around the classic show. David Tennant, obviously a massive fan of the classic series of Doctor Who. And there he is, there as himself, with a different hairstyle, without the quiff and unshaven, and with one of those bloody awful shirts that the guy seems to insist on wearing. This could be a lot of fun, and it's just the beginning of an evening's worth of programming on BBC Four. So you've got this Talking Doctor Who for nearly an hour from 7:30 p.m, followed by a 90-minute cut of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary concert from BBC Radio 2 from around 3 or 4 weeks ago. That was filmed, wasn't it, around mid to late September. I think it's still on the BBC Sounds app, so it's a full 2-hour version there, but you would get it 90 minutes on BBC 4 as from tonight. As if that wasn't enough, there was a shock announcement just yesterday. Now, a few of us may have heard of a project called Tales from the Tardis. Scott Hancock had sort of mentioned it a little bit in a column in Doctor Who magazine. People wondering what's that going to be? Is this going to be something in print, or something that was going to be on the red button, or another interactive thing like Doomsday, where people have to follow the various bits and bobs if they're so inclined, if they're brave enough to follow and track something like that across a multitude of media? Turns out it's a lot simpler than that. And another reason to head over to the BBC iPlayer as from today. This is where Tales of the TARDIS is launching as an integral part of the Whoniverse hub that has launched too on the iPlayer. It's an exclusive new spin-off series, and there's more coverage of that coming up on this very channel very, very soon. This is also exciting. It's almost made me forget the fact that the specials themselves are also on the way. So that's coming in 3 weeks' time. That's when it all begins with this. This is Saturday, the 25th of November, episode 1 of the 60th anniversary trilogy, as I've been calling it lately. The Star Beast by Russell T Davies, starring David Tennant, Catherine Tate and Yasmin Finney, and the Wraith Warriors and Beep the Meep there. The story continues, doesn't it, with the second special on Saturday, the 2nd of September. This one shrouded in mystery. Wild Blue Yonder. All we have are a few snippets from that long trailer, a few pictures, and all of them seem to take place against this backdrop, this sort of steely aliens-type spacecraft. And on this promotional poster, we get our first look at this kind of cutie little robot there. A little bit of rust creeping into the old crevices, but no, that happens to the best of us. Everything rounds off, doesn't it, on Saturday, the 9th of December, with the final part of the trilogy, The Giggle, starring Neil Patrick Harris as the Celestial Toymaker, and I can barely imagine what he's got in store for the Doctor. In the conclusion to the 60th anniversary event series, not long to wait now, everybody, not long at all. Of course, some fans are understandably wondering, where's the connection to the Doctor Who legacy? This is an anniversary after all. And there has been not just a precedent set, but this is very much a tradition, isn't it, that we see old faces on screen in these extravagant adventures. As of yet, no former lead actors of the series have been confirmed to appear, but we've all got our fingers crossed here. Who knows what may happen? We've got this quote from David Tennant. There are definitely surprises that are still under wraps for those specials. I suspect a lot of it's going to be in the middle segment, Wild Blue Yonder. This is what David Tennant said at an event. This is a year ago now, but some of us, we've got long memories, David. He said, we filmed with a lot of other people. A lot. A lot. I'll say that again. A lot. A lot of other people on a closed set. You're nowhere near the whole story. Stay tuned. Now, you could say, perhaps it's an ensemble cast. Lots of different actors. But if it was simply an ensemble cast, then they would have confirmed some of the talent that was going to be on screen for this. I think there's going to be some big surprises in these specials. It's all been held back to make sure that by the time these episodes are actually on screen, we don't know everything. And hopefully it sets not just the internet alight. Anybody can do that, can't they? It doesn't just set the internet alight and social media. We need the normies talking about this, don't we? We need the general public, those lapsed fans, the public that used to love this show. We need them to come back to it, get on board with it, to see the things, the people, the sights and sounds that they recognize, the icons of Doctor Who, those fundamentals, for them to be talking about it all week, every week, for those 2.5 weeks that the trilogy is being rolled out, and counting the days until that Christmas special this year on Christmas Day. Introducing Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor properly. Everybody, you cross your fingers too. I don't think I've been quite so excited or quite so hopeful as when I first saw these billboards appear on the streets of Great Britain back in 2005 when Russell T Davies first took the show over and Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper emerged as the new leads, and within weeks were real icons of British entertainment and much loved figures as the Doctor and Rose. Can lightning strike twice? Well, 3 times for Doctor Who with this brand new, fresh start and all new Doctor Who that these specials are only the beginning of. I'm really, really hopeful and think that the entire thing and Whovember itself is something that we can get behind, get excited about, and start to celebrate and mark this anniversary the way that it should be. A fabulous piece of animation there, exclusive to Type 40 from one of the members of our community. And that's very much what we're all about here on the channel and across Facebook, Instagram, and X, and everywhere else you can find Type 40. We want to see your videos, your fan art, your views in the comment section. Of course we do. Keep that all coming. This is very much a two-way thing here at Type 40. Get involved. Instagram and X at Type 40 Doctor Who, or you can find us on Facebook too in the Type 40 Facebook group. Also kicking off for the month of Whovember and on sale from today is December's issue of the long-running genre magazine SFX. Now, this magazine was launched in 1995 by Future Publishing, and the magazine's early years were cutting edge and gave a great shot in the arm to pop culture coverage, forcing all the others to raise their game, and it ushered in a boom for geeky mags generally, and it's still going strong today. The mission statement is SFX magazine keeps you up to date with all the latest releases written by the experts. Be the first to discover everything you need to know about all areas of your favourite genres. And Doctor Who has been a cornerstone of that practically since the very, very beginning. This early cover featured Paul McGann as the brand new Doctor, declaring that Doctor Who is back. Whatever goes around obviously comes around, doesn't it? All these years on. That was issue number 13, and the unforgettable headline, "I thought I was going to look like a tosser." Followed over the years by lots of other Doctor Who coverage as the series came back to television proper, and SFX have been, a big supporter of the show with lots of exclusives and special commemorative editions. The current editor, Darren Scott, has been teasing this issue for a little while on social media, and it turns out they were there on set for that brand new iPlayer exclusive show, those Tales from the Tardis. So there's no images at present, but the publicity promises big names and some exciting surprises, and the issue comes with free Doctor Who gifts too, posters, art cards, and downloadable goodies to be revealed probably about now. This should be in the shops right now, but it was all under embargo, including the cover, as of time of recording. It seems pretty clear, doesn't it, that Doctor Who is going to be the cover star of this edition of SFX. Apparently it's sold out. You can't order this online at the moment, but obviously some will be in stores about now. Get to the supermarket, get to your local newsagent, and see if you can get lucky and grab yourself a copy of the new issue of SFX. And I think that probably covers it for the 1st of November 2023 and the dawn of Whovember. Here at Type 40, we've got lots of things planned too. The easiest way you can keep up to date on all of that is to like this video, subscribe to the channel, check you're still subscribed, and hit the cluster bell to get all the notifications about what's coming next and when, including some surprises. Obviously, we have no idea what they're going to announce next. There could be something every day for all I know. We've got an inkling about some things because we do have our sources, and obviously we've got lots of plans for great conversations and content that we're going to bring to you throughout the anniversary month. Please, get involved when you get in touch with us through our social media, Instagram and X at Type 40 Doctor Who, or you can join us in the Type 40 Facebook group with regenerations worth upon regenerations worth of other Doctor Who fans there, all counting down the weeks and the days to all new Doctor Who and those 60th anniversary specials that are finally here. I can't quite believe it. We've been talking about this stuff now for 18 months. We saw those specials film back in, was it April or May of 2022? I don't think there's ever been a period in Doctor Who history between an episode filming and its airing. It's been infuriating in some respects, but we're finally here. We can enjoy it together. Again, all fingers crossed. Don't let us down, Russell T Davies. I've got every faith in Bad Wolf in particular. And I can't wait to talk about these specials with all my friends across Type 40 and Type 40 Live. You can find the Type 40 podcast at our dedicated home feed at type40.podbean.com or across the podcatcher of your choice. We're absolutely everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Podbay, you name it, we're all over it. There's reviews, interviews, previews, geek outs, and deep dives with all our regular panelists and some pretty awesome guests. Then there's our completely live, interactive live stream Doctor Who magazine show, Type 40 Live. News, views, nostalgia, banter, fan art, and dad jokes, all mixed together with that extra ingredient. A lively comment section of fellow friends, fans, and companions just like you. Type 40 Live is raw and uncut, the show where anything can happen, anything can be said, and often is. Hit that cloister bell and then you'll get all the notifications about what's coming next. Why do we do it all? Well, it's all for the love of Doctor Who. Of course it is. Started by the great man, William Hartnell, the first Doctor, and everybody else involved in the establishment of our favourite TV show, Doctor Who, way back then. Sidney Newman, Verity Lambert, Waris Hussein, Anthony Coburn. We celebrate not just the people in front of the camera on Type 40, but those behind it too. It's just 3 weeks to go as of time of recording on the 1st of Whovember 2023 until the anniversary specials are on screen. David Tennant, Catherine Tate, and whoever else will make up the cast of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials. That's what I think, but what do you think? What are you looking forward to the very most, apart from more Type 40, of course? So is it the Tales from the Tardis stuff? Is it having access to all those episodes of Doctor Who, Class, Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, and is it having all of that on the iPlayer? Is that making your Whovember? How about all the tie-in merchandise, whether it's official or not, and the coverage in magazines such as SFX and Radio Times and all those standards? You can let us know down below in the comments section. More Type 40 for Whovember coming up. Something for every incarnation of every Doctor Who fan. We always have the time if you have the space here at Type 40. Like, sub, share, comment. Most important of all, happy Whovember.